Good afternoon, guys. Hey, everyone. AdmitKard is back again with a different webinar, and as we know that there is a big issue in front of us. That's the name of COVID-19, and definitely there are different questions that students are having now regarding their higher studies in abroad. So we AdmitKard as a team have come up with a different new webinar, and our session, the agenda that we have uh, right now is the entire issues that revolves around your decisions to go abroad, your decisions to study in Australia, and specifically as of now we are coming up with the actual scenario that's happening in Australia. So I am Priyanka Kashyap, and I am the senior counselor working in AdmitKard. I have an experience in overseas consultancy, and I have been dealing with numerous students and helping them achieve their goals of studying abroad, specifically Australia. I would like to, I would like to invite our mentor today, who's straight coming from Australia. She is with us online today, and her name is Kruti Gowda. Um, so, would Yeah, so would like to, ask her, Miss Kruti Gowda, just to introduce yourself. You can just, introduce yourself, Kruti, with
Hello
our.
guys, my name is Kriti. I'm studying my Masters in Construction and Infrastructure Management at Swinburne University, Melbourne. And actually, I'm now in my third semester, and I'm being with AdmitCard for over 6 months.
Okay, great to hear that, Kruti. So we'll start our presentation today, and our main agenda would focus on few questions that are very, very important for all the students who are present here today. The COVID-19 impact on higher studies. Secondly, we'll be discussing about the present scenario that's actually happening in Australia. Third, we are going to discuss what the universities are actually doing in terms of supporting the international students. Fourth, we have the application updates because there are numerous students who have applied through us. There would be now numerous students who have applied on their own as well. So we are going to give them certain updates that are coming from the university directly. We'll be discussing the visa updates also, because the very important question that would be talking about today is a visa allotment. And lastly, we are going to discuss what exactly as a team we are going to do in terms of helping the students in terms of achieving their goals. So as we can see the screen, I think students who are here today can see the entire, the current page that I would be, showing today, and that is the current scenario of COVID-19 cases. So, anyways, if I see the trend of the cases, I think the cases are coming. Though the cases are positive, again, there's a good number of students, people uh, who have actually recovered from the situation. So I think Australia is doing pretty good with in helping the people as a whole. I'm not talking about the international students only. I'm talking about the people as a whole. Country is doing its best in terms of the health scenario, and they're trying to recover cases as soon as possible. So in the coming time, we are hopeful that, and with the collaboration of the Australian government and the talks that we have with them, I think the scenario is positive. In the coming months, the entire scenario is going to be like much more positive. Coming back to one of the most important topic, that for the international students, what are the new changes that have come across after the COVID-19 has been detected? So in terms of the travel restrictions, there are current announcements restrict any travel that is from July, for the month of July 2020. That is our next intake for international students, is the coming month, coming intake, that is the July intake. So as of now, we haven't have any sure updates as of what exactly is going to happen. But yes, traveling has been completely restricted for now. Traveling is only allowed for residents, the PR holders, and their families, but also for them as well, self quarantine is mandatory for 14 days. International students are also prohibited from entering the border. So the situation as of now, because no country as of now is entertaining students or people from India or from anywhere else. So I think at the moment the borders are closed. We are not able to travel. So what are the relaxations? Students generally come up with certain number of questions, that what are the relaxations or exemptions that the university or the country is giving us. As of now, students, there are no relaxation in terms of fees. No such update has come to us, wherein if there is any such update, we will definitely get back to you once we get an update regarding any sort of relaxation in terms of fees. Students already in Australia are being provided relaxations in terms of superannuation and increased hours per week for work if they're employed in healthcare sector, supermarts, nursing and caretaking initiatives. So next thing that we are discussing again is the most important dilemma that we are having regarding our tests that that is accepted all over the world, or which Australia is accepting at the moment. Now, point is, because IELTS and PT's exams have been rescheduled or they're cancelled for now, so definitely students might come under a lot of pressure that how they are going to accept the offer. But students really at the moment, though Duolingo has been a preferred mode of meeting the English language proficiency requirement for many of the countries, but still Australia has not come up with a concrete plan, as in they will come up with these kind of tests or not. As of now, the scenario says that universities are going to issue conditional offer letters to all the students who meet the entry requirements, basically. So after that, it will take some more time for the students to convert their unconditional offer letters, because the moment Australia comes up with a different plan of conducting the test, I think it would be easier for the students to get enrolled completely. Now, in general, if I say, majority of the universities in Australia plan to defer their intakes for a minimum of 2-3 months, but that's also not a concrete plan for now, because the updates that we have received so far is that the intake dates are little suspended, a little, are have been deferred to some more time, but then there is no such concrete plan. Once we get an update regarding the exact dates also, we are going to update you regarding the same. Uh, Talking about the university stand, I think one of the most important questions that might come across our students is the fact that if I have an offer letter of an university, how are they helping us today? What is the university stand? How are they helping the international students? So in that way, if I see, I think universities are closed and classes running online. Graduation ceremonies are cancelled. So in order to make you understand better, I would like to, just ask our mentor today, Kruti, who can, give us a little better insight on this particular topic. That how are actually universities helping you, because you are yourself an international student studying in Australia right now. So can you just give us an
Yeah.
insight regarding the same?
Thank you, Priyanka. Before starting the about talking about the university, I would like love to add one more sentence about the work you specified. Because not all the supermarkets here have the permission for students to work more than 20 hours per week. Only the supermarkets who have taken permission from the government, only at those supermarkets students can work more than 40 hours per fortnight. And even not all the aged case is not allowed to make student to work more than 20 hours. They should first prior take the permission from the government, so that they need students to work more than 20 hours. So only the required and the permitted aged cares and even the supermarkets are allowed to take students from working more than 20 hours. And when it comes to the university, actually, in my university started from February last week, so it was going on quite well. And in the March second week, there was some more cases in Australia, so they started uh, to take the online classes. And still now they are updating about each and every courses, each and every units in details, and even they are postponing at least 1 week or 2 weeks all the assignments to help us cope up with all the online courses going on. And even they are updating about the mental and the health issues, because people here, they can't even study being in home, and they are facing some pressure, and even they can't take the situation what's going on, so even they are updating us about the mental and the health issues. So yeah, it's pretty good, but only for the first 2 weeks it was not, like, we are not used to online classes, so it was not going good actually, like, it's my personal point of view. So after that, we are now used to it. We know how to communicate with the lecturer while going on, and while the online classes are going on. So yeah, now I think so many students are like started liking to go through the online courses.
Great, great. It's really good to hear from Kruti because she's witnessing the entire scenario personally. So it's really good to hear her words. And I think on a positive note, as Kruti has mentioned, that during the initial time, yeah, it was a challenge, but then now I think Kruti and her classmates and everybody who's from India specifically have coped up with the entire situation, and things are doing pretty good there. If I'm not wrong, Kruti.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now it's good actually.
Sure. So, coming back to the next thing again, though, so when I continue with my university stand, I think the universities are continuing to run QS World Great School Tour and QS World MBA Tour events, where, like, wherever it is feasible, and they're also planning some digital events. I think which is the biggest, initiative taken by the universities right now for those people who are not able to travel. I think these will allow you to meet with the school representatives and also engage in the one-one, like, one-to-one conversations, just as, like, if you are, like, just sitting in the classroom. I think that's one of the biggest initiatives taken by the universities at the moment to help our students, specifically those students who is into a very professional course like MBAs. Uh, if I talk about certain new updates coming from universities, with we have, while the full extent of the COVID-19 pandemic remains uncertain, many leading universities have reassured that by the end of this year, they're going to have more enrollments. Students are still on the admission process. Nothing has stopped. I repeat my words, students. For Australia, the admission process has not stopped at all. The admission process is still going on. Only the thing is that unless and until the IELTS or the English test proficiencies are sorted out, they are not able to give you the unconditional offer letter. But students who have their IELTS and PTE or TOEFL ready, they can be assured that their unconditional offer letters are sure to come. Secondly, if I talk about a leading university called Laptop University, they have come up with a new initiative of coming up with three intakes. As students are already aware that not all courses and not all universities have three intakes in Australia, but Laptop has decided that from now onwards, going forward, they're going to have three intakes for new students. That is July, September, and November. So things are going to be better. I think students who are planning their July intake can also think it for September intake, or people who were planning for November. I think November would be one of the most feasible options again. UTS established a COVID-19 student support package totaling around 15 million available to both domestic and international students experiencing a financial hardship. Again, one of the good initiatives taken by UTS at the moment to support people. Deakin announces again a good money in terms of COVID-19 hardship support for international students. So you might have certain questions leading to what exactly is the scenario that students are facing in Australia right now? What is the stand of the university and what is the stand of the government on this? Uh, so, so the correct answer from my end would be that yes, the government is doing a huge number of initiatives. They have taken up good initiatives like financial support. They are giving good aids to our international students. During, like regarding the part-time job holders also. we talk about supermarkets. Many of our students are working in supermarkets as a part-time job holder. To keep shelves stocked, the Department of Home Affairs has announced a temporary relaxation of the 40-hour a fortnight work limit for student visa holders who work in Australia's major supermarkets like Coles, Woolworths, and Aldi retailers. So, Kruti, just wanted to understand from you. You are
Yeah.
working there. I think you are doing a part time also. If I talk about the real scenario of the government helping the international students and the university also, could you throw a little light on this topic?
Yeah, okay. And even like I would like to add one more point. Even Swinburne is offering emergency hardship for students, but it is like compared to other universities, they are offering very less. So it is like $150,000 for all the domestic and the international students. And even Monash University, it is one of the top university in Melbourne. Even they are offering $15 million for all the students who are going through this hardship. So when it comes to like part time, I'm actually working at two places. With Sidekicker, it's like an hospitality agency, and the one more is Camp Australia. It is the before care. Like in schools, I will be going as an educator, and I will be taking care of the children. As you specified in supermarkets, I was working in Aldi for almost 2 weeks. So yeah, like I worked there for 32 hours in a week itself. So yeah, and I think I worked in Aldi in March 21st in that week. But after that, I'm not getting any more shifts. And even in Camp Australia, I'm not getting any shifts. And even my parents don't want me to go outside, and they want me to self quarantine. And you can understand that, like, I am alone here and they are too worried. So they don't want me to go out. So even if I get shifts, like I'm just trying to avoid the shifts, and I'm not going outside only for the necessary items. If it is walkable, I'm going to Woolworths. I am just getting the stuffs which is required for food, and yeah, that's it. And when it comes to part time, yeah, some of my friends who are working in aged care, they're working like 40 to 50 hours per week as they got the permission from the government, and everything is going online, so you have a lot of time to work, and even you've got a proper time to study and submit your assignments.
Great, great, Kruti. I think if I talk about the government support in terms of the food crisis, also, I think like international students need not worry about the food items as specifically. Is it all available
uh,
there? Is it all done?
Actually, like if people are running out of money or something like that, there are some Indian embassy here, like they are helping students to get free groceries every month, or if you require, they are providing a lot of food. And even at some places they are offering free food. Like if you are getting free food and free groceries, you are saving a lot of money in groceries, because I usually spend like around 150 to $200 per month for groceries. It's actually required. So yeah, if they are helping out that, people can save some money for paying their rent, because nobody will be having like $6,000, $7,000 as their savings. At present, I am having like $3,000 as savings, so it's not a big deal for me. I can survive here for more than 6 months. But people who are like just depending on their part-time jobs for getting some money, some people are here are earning like $1,000 per month. So if they spend $600 for rent itself, they can at least save only 200. So 200, they can't do anything with that. And some people here, they are not able to provide the rent, and they are asking some help. And even some people, some agencies, not like agencies, I would like to say that some group of Indian people, they are helping students to get some money and even groceries, and even some mental health issues if they are facing it, and some free medicines also.
Great, great. Kruti, it's really great to hear that from you, because I think our students in India would be really confused and tense about the current scenario. So it was very important for us to give them a better insight regarding what's actually happening, and is the government and the universities taking proper steps to help the help the international students. So thank you so much, Kruti, and would like to go into our next slide, that is talking about immigration South Australia. So work experience requirement visa for like 491. It's about the health health students, like health courses which the students have undertaken. Specifically, the government of South Australia has announced that they have reduced work experience requirements for all the medical and health professionals working in South Australia, that's Adelaide and so on, for migration purposes. If you are a health professional, you can apply for the visa subclass 491 without the required 3 month work experience. That's one of the most important benefits for students also who are studying in Adelaide or who are studying in South Australia as a whole. Other requirements such as age, language, education, skill assessment, and registration, they are all the same, but only relaxation comes to the 3 month work experience. I think that's one of the good benefits that we are having as of now. Uh, uh, so when I'm talking about working rights, there are no such changes. Specifically, when I talk about the online session, when your course study is in session, you cannot work more than 40 hours. So that's 40 hours per fortnight. That is your visa rule. When we apply for a visa, that's the most important rule that we need to abide by. Irrespective of whether you are attending classes physically or online, a course is considered in session for the duration of the advertised semesters. Even if the student is studying online, it's all the same. So there are no such relaxations, or there are no such new rules coming up with the online classes. It's all the same for everybody. You can work over 40 hours per fortnight if your course has been deferred also. uh,
And Priyanka, like as I said, I was working for 32 hours in Aldi. Like I thought maybe they got the permission from government, but I'm not sure. But I contacted my university and I told them like I'm working in one of the supermarkets, so can I work for more than 40 hours per
mm,
fortnight?
mm,
But they said no, like you are in studying full time, so you are not eligible for that.
mm.
But as I heard, like people working in Coles, Woolworths, and Aldi, they are supposed to work. They're like they can work more than 40 hours. But later on, I learned that is only for the permanent workers who are working there
Residency.
for a long
Okay.
time.
Okay. Okay.
Because I was just a casual worker.
Mm.
So and the next following week, I didn't work because it's only 40 hours per fortnight. So I just worked that week for 32 hours.
Yeah. So we have a question from Pratibha Chandran talking about mechanical engineering. I think as such we have no such updates that any changes are happening with mechanical engineering. My students are there studying in many universities with mechanical engineering, and they're completely okay with that. No such rules as such. And I think mechanical engineering is one of the most demanding subjects in terms of an engineering subject, if I talk about. So I think mechanical engineering does have a very good scope, and students who are looking forward to engineering subjects as a whole, for robotics, for mechanical engineering, for mechatronics and all, I think Australia is one of the best universities to study in. Where you can go and study and also work. So I would like to answer Jessica Arora's question. What about BSc nursing in Sydney? I think, see, when I talk about engineering subjects, when I talk about health subjects, when I talk about teaching subjects, IT, these are the booming sectors already in Australia, and Sydney being one of the most livable, competitive, agreeing with me that when I talk Melbourne and Sydney, I think Melbourne and Sydney has the more of opportunities. So can we can our can yeah, so can we discuss regarding that as well? So I think I'm not able to convey my words to our mentor.
Sorry, it's
Okay,
breaking.
so
Your voice is breaking.
I'm so sorry. I'm not able to properly convey my words to you, I think.
Yeah,
So
like
Kruti,
your
can you
voice is
please
breaking.
throw some light? Yeah, Kruti, yeah, Kruti, are you there?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, Kruti,
Like,
can you just throw some light on the job opportunities of Melbourne and Sydney? Because we all know that it's very, very competitive, and also the opportunities are more in comparison to the regional areas. So, how does it work for
yeah,
you?
like, are you asking about the present scenario or like in the common?
In common and the
In
like,
common, like here for every job they require certificates, and if you get a proper certificate it's very easy to get a job, especially in Melbourne. So like for I came here around Feb 2019. So for 2 months I wanted to just cope up with the situation going on here, and I don't want to take risk by joining the jobs. So after that I started working in some restaurants as a cashier and waitress. So it was pretty good at that time, and after that I started working in real estate as an admin. So yeah, like just develop your networking, because networking here is one of the major part, and only by networking you can get many jobs. Like I got 2 to 3 jobs only by networking. So after that I didn't felt like I can work more proper, because they wanted full time in my previous job. So I left the job, and after that I did my certificates to work in hospitality and even in aged like school care. So at least now I have like 5 to 6 certificates here of which belongs to Australia, like RSA, RSF, and working with children check. These are all the certificates I have. And yeah, after you get the certificates, you will go through a series of interviews, and once you got selected, you are ready to go. And
oh,
I would like to answer Supreet. Like he's asking about the if he got the offer letter in July, what he should do. So it's not the proper time to apply your visa. You may need to wait. Like if you apply on June, also you will get a visa within July because you are with one of the good agency. I would like to say that. And yeah, it's not a proper time to apply for visa. Just wait for the proper time, and you can hold your offer letter so you can proceed with that later. And Satya, thank you for that. And yeah, I'm doing good, Satya. I'm being safe because I'm just self quarantine. And even for you, I would like to say the same thing. Like July intake is not extended; it will be postponed by 1 month in my university. So if you are planning to do your masters, just get ready with your TOEFL and your TOEFL, IELTS, APT, whatever exam you prefer, and just go through the procedures with the admit card, and just wait for the proper time to apply for your visa. Thank you.
great. Thank you so much. Okay, so would be answering one more question from Shaurya. I think Shaurya has an offer for bachelor's program, and he's looking for University of Melbourne. So I think Shaurya, if you are considering Australia and you're looking for a bachelor's program there, I think it's one of the most it's the top universities in in the entire Australia. If I look at my students who are already studying their bachelors in your subject, and they in Melbourne right now, I think they are doing pretty good. The feedback of the students regarding the quality of education, the internships, the experiences overall, the faculties, the learning engagement systems, everything is properly done there. So I think Shaurya, you can definitely take a very positive note on University of Melbourne. I have my students for this intake as well, whose main priority is University of Melbourne. So I think I have no doubts on the say that that you can easily go ahead with University of Melbourne and accept the offer for the same, though we'll not be able to lodge your visa at the moment because embassies are closed. But once we get an update from the Australian High Commission regarding the traveling, the new travel rules and the embassies being open, I think we can lodge our application as well for the yeah. And as our mentor said correctly, because it is July intake, and in Australia you have a you have a positive part that you can apply your visa in the month of June as well. So I think we can definitely wait until then. Things are going to be better, and I think like it's no point deferring your intake to like a different intake, because anyways July intake is going to really work for us. And there are positive updates from the universities regarding the same. So I think Satya's questions have been answered by our mentor Kruti.
Yeah.
Um,
And but like construction works are going on. Actually, here it's not locked down. Australia has not been locked down, like especially in Melbourne, it's not locked down. Only they are saying that don't travel outside for like meeting your friends or just for party or something like that. If it is necessary, if you are going for works, you can go. So regarding construction works or labor works, they are still going on, because for construction works there will be a deadline for them to complete the work. Like if the project is it should be done by May, means it should be done by May. So people here are working, and even some offices are still going on, but there should be no gathering in the public. If there is some gathering, there is a huge fine, and even you can't play outside, or you can't do anything outside. If you are going alone, that is the safest thing you can do here. And yeah, labor works are also working, and construction works are also going on.
Okay. Thanks, Kruti. We have one more question from Sukrit Brar, who's asking the question that he's having an offer letter from a university for July intake. Should we apply for a visa or not yet? Sukrit, as we have discussed so far, the visas, as of now, it's not been updated from the High Commission that we are going to apply for the visa as of now or not, because traveling has been banned right now. But in the coming months, there are chances and there are positive notes that Australian High Commission is going to declare that what time will be the best time for us to apply our visa. But for now, I think you should not, you should keep your hopes completely turned on, because things are going to work for you. July intake is working for us, and the updates from the universities clearly demarcate that July intake is going to happen. For a few days or for 1 week or 2 weeks, you might go online, but then again, traveling is going to open. So you can definitely apply for a visa at that point of time. I think
Oh,
if
Priyanka, can I answer one more question?
sure. I think Neil has a question for you. Uh,
Like I saw a question from Hitesh.
hmm.
He's saying that Australian Prime Minister Scott Morrison asked international students to go back. So how do you react for that? Like I don't know whether you read the like or you saw the whole interview. He actually said like if you are not eligible, like if you are not capable of uh, living by your own, and if you are demanding or asking or requesting the government to pay some amount for you, then he is asking for that. Because when we are coming to Australia for the first year, we assume that we have the capable amount so that we can cope up with the studies and even the living expenses here. So for those students, he said like within 1 year, if you are not able to cope up with the financial expenses, at that time he said like you can go back. And even he has allowed us to get our superannuation. If I'm getting $1,000 per month, at least like 10% of that will be going for superannuation. So there will be some savings in superannuation by which you can take care of your rent. So in that way he meant like that. But now some Indian international peoples are working on it and requesting the state people, like state ministers, for helping out the students financially. Because as a whole, Australia Prime Minister said we are not eligible for job keepers payment. So people are still working on it so that the particular states will help their international students in financial matter.
Great. Okay. So thank you, Kruti. So one more question for you, Kruti. That's from Neil. What is IRC
Okay.
IRF certificate that you just mentioned? The question comes from Neil Srivastava.
Uh, so can you repeat the question? I can't see it. Like I can see the other
The
question also
sure,
later on.
question
Can
is,
you answer that?
what is IRC IRF certificate that you just mentioned?
Sorry, what is that? IELTS. Are you talking about IELTS?
Yeah, Kruti, are you there? Has asked a different question that relates to IRC IRF certificate that you just mentioned. I think you mentioned certain certificates.
Uh,
So what are
Oh,
those
that is not
certificates talking
IRC,
about that?
IRF. That is not IRC. Like I told you, RSA, RSF, working with children check, first aid. RSA, RSF is like responsible service of alcohol and food handling. That is basically like even if you are not dealing with alcohol, if you're working on hospitality, you need those certificates. RSA and RSF, it is mandatory. Without that, you can't even handle food in Australia. No, not even for volunteering. Even if you're volunteering and if you want to serve food, you want these two certificates, especially RSF. And I told about working with children check, that is especially for my job, which I said like I'm working in Camp Australia as a educator for children. So so the government will make sure that I'm eligible for that, so they will go through the process of checking, and they will assure that I'm capable to work with the children, so they will give me working with children check certificate. And first aid is like, as you know, like if something happens and if children are playing or something happens, so you are eligible to do some first aid certificates. Like it will be having the basic details like how to band-aid, and some training if the leg or the anything is injured. So it is all the basic certificates which you need, which you particularly need to work. If you are working in some particular agencies in Australia, you need all the certificates. So it's not IRC or IRS. It's RSA and RSF for hospitality and working with children and first aid.
Okay. So I think Neil has got his answers. Now, would like to come back to Dhanashri again. Could you please tell me how is it going to be for master students in July intake? So definitely, Dhanashri, as of now, how things are going to happen for the July intake. As of now, there are positive demarcations from notes from the universities talking about their July intake. The July intake is intact. Students are enrolling for the same. Students who have received their unconditional offer letter, I think they'll have to wait for the right time to lodge the visa. Until and unless everything is sorted out, you can enroll yourself into an online classes also. Start your classes online from India. In that way, I think, if I'm not wrong, Kruti, they're going to save some money also initially, because I think initially going and getting a part time, I think it's better that they start their classes online from India, save some money for themselves, and once the visa is like once the traveling starts opening, I think students can start applying their visa and right
Um,
and
yeah, but
and
actually, some universities don't allow students, if they are back in India and if they want to do online courses, some universities don't allow. They want the students to be resident in here.
Hmm.
So, yeah, they should go through with the university checklist, because it's very hard for people studying in India because the time varies. As you know, it's like for me, it's now evening, and for you guys, it's still noon.
Yeah,
So, yeah, it's 4.5, and here classes will take till 9:30, and the timings varies a lot, and even your mental health will not be good, so that like you will be back in India and you will be with your family, you are not ready to deal with the assignments and everything. So it's better if the students are here, and they should wait till the situation is going on good, because still the borders are closed, and Prime Minister said like it may be extended for 2 more months. So to be on the safer side, I request all the students there to take your own time, because you can have the condition of a letter and you can wait for the proper time to apply for your visa.
yes. So I think for our July intake students, we still have good time. If you think that you'll be waiting for the right time to decide, and we can apply your visa in the month of July, like in the month of June as well. If you have a conditional offer letter, I think your IELTS and PT has to be sorted out first. Your GT conditions has to be met, and then you can take a decision as to how how can we apply for a visa for you. But yeah, Dhanushree, just be reassured that that July intake is intact with us. It can be through an online mode. It can be through the entire visa. The entire process can start very soon. So we'll have to keep ourselves it's a hard time for everybody to understand that patience is something that we need to keep uh, as of now. Uh, so okay, so Rajat has a question for his admissions in bachelors. I think Rajat, Prem, there are a lot of questions coming from you. I think what you can do is, as an admit card team is concerned, we have our own counselors here. I am there to support you with the entire process. So, if it is okay with you, you can just share your profiles with us, and I personally or our entire team, the counselors concerned for Australia, can look into your profiles, give you a better understanding, and start evaluating your profile. and once it is done, we can start your process, right? So I think that makes things easier for you. uh, Shruti, is there any scope for landscape architecture in Australia? I think, Shruti, yes, architecture is something that is doing excellent. It's in the skill occupation list also. So many of my students have gone for architecture or construction management as well. But they're extremely happy with the services, with the education, and with the industry experiences that they're having till now. So I think, Shruti, if I really have to recommend you to a country which is doing very good with architecture, I think that's Australia. So you can definitely take up your plans for the next intake. Can you tell me about?
And Priyanka,
Yeah.
like people are asking many things about visa.
Mm.
Guys, just stay tuned with the things going on with AdmitKard because I got my visa within fraction of seconds. People would not believe that, but I got within 2 or 3 minutes. I just lodged the visa, and within 5 minutes, I got the call from my agent that you have been sanctioned with your visa. So don't worry about the visa. You are with the good hands. So they will make sure that you get the visa on time. And even if you don't get the visa on time, you can request the university because you need to be here before census date. So it's not a problem. You can ask request the university that you haven't received the visa, and you can take 1 or 2 weeks more time after your course starts. So don't worry about the visa. Just go through all the procedures and just wait for the proper time.
So yeah, I think if would just like to understand from Kruti also, because she is a mentor, with us today, and she has been admitted through AdmitKard only. So I think Kruti can tell us about her experience little bit. You can share your experience with our students who are currently into the process, and they would like to know regarding us. So instead of me talking about it, I think Kruti can give a better insight on this. How was the experience, Kruti?
Yeah, like it was pretty good. You will get the help from each and every. It doesn't depends upon with whom are you. Like Priyanka is one of the good what do you say uh she is one of the good mentor, like she can help you with all the things, even by like starting with the application till the end, like till you reach Australia. It's their responsibility, so that they will take care of your all the process, but you should just try to get the good score in IELTS or PT whatever exam. And in some cases you, I think you require GRE, but not in Australia actually. If you have the English basic exams, so you are ready to go. And the main thing is you just need to get your finances done, because in Australia it's like very expensive, so you should have a proper bank balance. Or the people who are assuring, like mainly people come here, at least 40% to 50% of people are here through loans. So if you are getting loans, just make sure that you will get the loan on time, because some banks they will delay a lot. They want to make sure that you are capable of taking the loans. So I think AdmitKard can't help with the loans. Am I correct? Like because
Yeah.
loan depends on you and the bank specifically. So if you guys are going with loan, just make sure you get the loan on time. Even if you can apply for the loan just now, and you can just keep it hold. And once you are done with visa with AdmitKard, and then you can proceed with the loan. So start preparing now, guys. If you are planning for July intake, actually it's quite late, I think, because some universities will be having deadline, but due to the COVID-19 scenario here, might be you are eligible for applying for the universities now also. You can just contact the AdmitKard. Just go with that and keep your COE ready, or the uh, offer letter, and just go through all the process and just wait for visa.
Okay.
AdmitKard will be there through the process, so you don't need to worry about anything. They will make sure that if you are planning for July intake, you are ready to go.
Fine. Thanks. Would like to understand, from there's a question from Jessica also, who's asking about IELTS. So I think if it is a July intake and if you're worried that your IELTS is not yet done, I think, guys, please relax. You are going to have your IELTS and PT again. The classes are going to be rescheduled. Now, for now, you have enough time. So just be calm at the moment. There's nothing to rush. There's nothing to panic at all. because Kruti has again mentioned repeatedly that because it's a July intake, and there's going to there's going like we're going to have a lot of time to attend all those. So I think the July intake is there. We have good amount of time. The IELTS and PT or the TOEFL is going to be rescheduled. Anybody who's not had their IELTS want to repeat it once again, is waiting for the dates to be announced. I think we should keep our calm. That the dates are going to be rescheduled again, and once the dates are rescheduled, you can start working on the IELTS preparation. I think this period, I think it's a good time to do the entire preparation. It's a lockdown period in India, so I think students, I just recommend you and request you all to just go ahead with the entire process. First of all, the application process. Second, if you have started the application process and you're stuck with the IELTS, you're not able, because I can see a number of students coming with a question that 5.5 IELTS, talking about 5.5 in nursing, 6 in other subjects, or you're talking about other courses as well where your IELTS is not meeting. I think please reappear for your IELTS. It is not a very good option to go with an ELICOS. Do we have a ELICOS system in Australia, that you can go with an ELICOS program as well. But I think just spending 4 to 5 lakhs more in your ELICOS, and also your visa becomes dicey, right? So in that way, I think students who are not able to get this course, I think this 15 days or 20 days or 1 month, that's going to be a lockdown in India. I think this is a good time for us to brush up with the IELTS preparation. It's not a very hard module also. If you go through the modules well, you'll be able to understand that it's very easy to crack the exams. So I think once the dates are open, once the dates are rescheduled, you can book your IELTS and start giving your IELTS or PT. Till then, you can just stay at home, be safe, start your preparation for the entire thing. Jessica has one more question. How can I apply for Uniscience Uni since I don't have my CBSE plus 2 result, as it have been delayed due to COVID? Oh, so one of the very important questions, Jessica, and to all my students who are attending the entire webinar today. Jessica, in Australia, you get an you get a conditional offer letter without your year 12 mark sheet as well. So even if you are a year 12 student and you are still into your exams has been postponed, I understand. So there's nothing to worry. You can contact us. We'll be helping you out with the application process. You can still apply for your bachelor's in Australia. I have my students who has not even given their 11th, because the 11th mark sheets are in their schools because of lockdown. They are not able to get it, but still they have received a conditional offer letter within 3 days. So I think, Jessica, it's nothing to worry. You can just contact us, give us our details, like your details, and we'll get back to you with with the entire solution, or with the short list of universities for you. Um, So Sarthak is asking, I have my 12th BST exam left. So that's completely okay, Sarthak. I think that's okay. As I've talked about the entire procedure in Australia, to receive a conditional offer letter, you need not have your 12th mark sheet. That's the benefit that you have in Australia. So with your 10th and 11th, or with the 10th mark sheet, passport, and your a good statement of purpose, you can also apply, and then you can go ahead with the entire process. uh, okay, so if
And couple like online classes are going for the whole semester for us. Maybe for July intake it will vary, but for us it's for the whole semester.
yeah, so I think if it is regarding online classes, I think he's asking about few weeks or months or for whole semester. So I think if it is regarding the time that you are asking for, I think as of now the updates are that it's the entire online classes are going to be for a few weeks, because once the visa procedure starts, you can apply for your visa and travel. So I think you need not worry for the entire semester. And any updates on the on the next thing would AdmitKard as a team would so come back to you again. Neil is asking another question, that how does COVID-19 situation affected scope of business analytics in Australia, specifically Sydney? I think Neil, I have mentioned earlier regarding one of the courses one student asked regarding mechanical engineering, and I told her that engineering, IT, health professionals, anything which is related to IT or business analytics or health professional, these kind of courses have nothing to worry. Engineering courses have nothing to worry, because anyways, once the condition revives, once the entire state functions smoothly like before, the opportunities are going to be the same. I still have my students studying in Deakin University, and he's just gone went 6 months back to Australia with a business analytics course. And right now, when I'm talking to him, he says it's everything is fine. And once the situation becomes well in Australia after this, after the COVID-19, things become better. I think the scenario would be like the same as it was, because anyways, I think you are aware that business analytics, data science has a very good demand in Australia, and they're the well-paid professionals also. So nothing to worry regarding business analytics again. And specifically, when I talk about Sydney, I think Shruti would agree to me that Melbourne and Sydney has more opportunities. So when I talk about IT department, when I talk about business analytics, when I talk data science, they are doing these. The number of companies that are located in Sydney and Melbourne have good number of opportunities for students, specifically the international students. But definitely, Neil, there's something that you have to have, and that is the
Yeah.
potential to express yourself, to show what exactly you can deliver. I think the skills are very more very much important. Uh, you know, mm, uh, so I think Neil, it makes sense for you that if you're looking for business analytics in Sydney, you can definitely look for it. There's no harm, and there's no harm, and I think it's a it's a very positive feedback. I mean, so, Kruti, would like to understand from you again on the job opportunities. You have stayed there for 6 months now. So, can you just throw a little light on our student on the fact that how skills and potential? We have been talking about potential and skills from a long time, right? And we have been discussing that. So, can you just throw some light on the fact that how does potential skill matter in terms of a job opportunity? How does it actually create the difference? How can an international
Um,
student be benefited?
yeah, like I have been here from more than a year. Sorry to say that. Like I'm here from
Sorry.
Feb 2019,
Okay.
so I know much about part time. Well, as you said, like the skills required in Australia is very important, and even like as I said, uh, no, you specified like proper SOP. Am I correct? Like you said, the strong statement of purpose is
SOP.
very important.
Yeah, yeah.
The universities here don't consider your percentage. Like percentage is valid only for your scholarships. So even if you are like get if you got 50 60 percentage in bachelors, it doesn't matter. I'm talking about masters. So when it comes to your job, just make a proper resume and build your profile. To build your profile, like as I said, you require the basic certificates whatever job you do. Even if you want to work in my field, like construction field, the basic certificate is it here is white card. That is the certificate which tells that you are capable of handling all the safety measures and on site. So here for everything, whatever you do, for everything you need a certificate. So by start when once you come here, start taking your certificates and first try to figure out which job you would like to do, because here uh, people do each and every kind of jobs. It's not like I want to sit in the office, I want to do on the specific type of work. No, nothing like that. All the international students work in each and every field here. So for almost like 1.5 year, I've worked in so many fields. It may be like hospitality. As I said, I even worked in real estate for some days. I worked in admin. I worked as a cashier. So for everything, you need the proper profile, and just build your resume as much as you can, and go through all the. There is like site induction for everything. You should go through all the site inductions before applying for the specific job. So start building your profile so that you can apply for the particular part-time job. Because starting for 2 to 3 months, it will be very difficult. You need to understand what's going on here. So after that, maybe like after you complete your first semester, you can just go with the jobs. If you require job in the first semester itself, just contact any of the previous students here who have been working or studying. You just contact them and just let them know your interest, and they can help you out. You guys
Sure.
can even contact me through AdmitKard, so I'm free to help you at any time, especially when it comes to Melbourne. I'm not aware about Sydney because I'm staying in Melbourne from a long time. So yeah, when it comes to Melbourne, if you want to apply for jobs or if you have any doubts in universities, especially Swinburne, you guys can contact me through AdmitKard.
Sure, that's wonderful. That's wonderful, Kriti. So I think our students can get into a direct contact with our mentor. Who is in Melbourne right now. She's trying to give every possible input that she can. To help our students. I think you can get back to her also. You can contact us, and we'll be connecting you with Kruti in the coming time. I think we have
And
another.
Priyanka, there is a one more question. Maybe you can answer that. Harnoor, because for us there was no visa interview. We just went to the medical checkup and the visa was sanctioned.
Hmm.
So, is there any visa interview for the upcoming students?
No, it's still the same.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's still the same, Kruti. We only have our visa visa lodgement. I mean the online lodgement. We have the
Yeah.
medical that needs to
Yep.
be done only, and after that it's a completely online. It's an e-visa actually. So you do not have to worry about the personal interview as such, right?
Okay.
So
Yeah, I think Harnoor, you got the answer from Priyanka.
uh, okay, so I think Sunana has one more question. She was asking the same question that student she's looking for a master's program and her IELTS is low, and because of the COVID-19 issue, the tests have been rescheduled. So yes, Sunana, please be reassured again that you need not worry. If it is the intake of July, then we have 2 more months to go, May and June. Even if you are appearing in the month of June, first week of June, and you're able to get the results by 17th or 20th of June also, still we can try to get your visa done on time because the intake is July. Anyways, the new update says that the dates are going to differ for some more time. It might differ to 1 week. It might differ to in 2 weeks. So, anyways, things are going to be little lenient from the university standpoint also. Whatever internal discussions have been done, you did not be tensed about your orientation dates or about your classes dates, because anyway they're going to give you enough time. If you're really serious about a particular university, please do let us know. We'll try to do our best to inform the university regarding your issue. We can file your application, we can get your conditional offer letter. We can also tell them that Sunana want to apply to this university and get her unconditional as well. So definitely university is going to come up with a different solution for you. So do not worry at all. Things are going to be better. So I think you need not anybody who's very into a panic state because of the IELTS and the PT getting rescheduled. I think students, please do not be do not panic, because in the coming time the dates are going to be rescheduled. And you have enough time to crack it. So for the July intake or for September intake, students can be reassured that your classes will start. Anyways, it can be for few weeks, it can be an online, and then you will be able to do your visa and apply, and then you can travel also. So, coming back to what needs to be done, would like to come back to our slides once again. So, if I talk about the May September intake students, I think there are many students in the webinar today, or any of your friends, or any of your known people, students who are there who have not done the process yet. You can actually give us the reference of AdmitKard. AdmitKard as a team can help you out with the entire process for the May September intake students specifically. If you have not done your process, or if you have done with your process, you need any information, you need us to intervene into your applications and do the next proceeding, please get into a contact with us, and email us at info@admitcard.com, or you can also leave your contacts in the links below. I think it's all it's shared there. So I think you can definitely get back to us with all your queries, and we as a team would come back to you with a preferable solution for you. So I think as a mentor again, Kruti, I would like to come back to you, because around the world, what I understand and what I see, what I come across students, the dilemma that the students are actually having right now is regarding the effect on the economy. If I talk about the COVID-19 effect on the economy, definitely it's going to affect little bit on the economy, the recession situation, and what needs to be done at the moment. What can you do to build your portfolio? What can you do to profile, build your profile and get into a better career? So I think being a current student in Australia, you can tell us better that what can be
Yeah.
done from our students.
Yeah, like I already gave some points to build the portfolio. And like some people here are interested in marketing online. One of my friend went through all the courses to how to proceed marketing online. So now being in home, he is doing his online marketing and he is getting paid for that. So it's like just make your time like to use it in a proper way. Just don't waste it so that like you are just going through online courses, because we have like I have university only for 3 days, that is Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and that too only in the evening. So I got a lot of time. So I will be making utilize of it by doing some jobs. Like even I work for my company where I can do some admin works related to admin works online, and they will be sharing me some projects so that I will go through that. So I'm working for that. And yeah, like if you guys are from IT people, like there are so many languages you need to learn. So this is the best time to make use of it, and you can get through access of all these through online. And people who came already for last intake, even they are like little worried because they don't know what to do. They were very excited to attend university classes, but now they can't. So as I said, these certificates can be done online. So they are doing it online and they are building their portfolio. And as prime minister doesn't want the Australian economy to go down, it's already getting down, but he wants to keep up to the limit. So for that reason, since now it's not, there is no proper lockdown, and they are taking proper health measures, because as you know that Australia is one of the best country to which is trying to avoid the COVID-19, and even the cases are too less. Like these days it's only like 15 to 20 cases per day. Before it was like 100, and now it's been gradually reduced. So government is taking proper precautions to avoid it. And even people who are going for job and all, they are maintaining some proper specific health measures. Like the cabins are also being distributed far away. Like if a person is sitting at some place and the other people will be too far away from that. Even like I'm surprised when I went to one of the shopping mall and I was like getting the groceries, and people were not like coming towards me. They were like little far from me, and these people are all aware how to take the proper precautionary measures. So and even people who are going for office, they are dealing with the same situation. And yeah, that's how the thing when COVID-19 here is being gradually reduced, and hope so the economy will build again. And when it comes to students financial things, as I said before, here like some students will be having some savings, and some students are requesting their parents to send some amount. So those people are here. And some people are requesting Indian embassy to take them back because the borders are closed. And especially in Sydney, 200 people have requested, because there are so many temporary residents here. I'm not specifically talking about students. The temporary residents, they have requested the Indian embassy, so that they are running out of money and they want to go back to India. Once the border is sorted out, they will go back.
Okay, thank you so much, Kruti, for your inputs. I think uh, we can go back to our presentation again. Um, so to summarize the entire webinar that we had today, the takeaways that our students can get from us today is what needs to be done. I think the best thing that we can do at the moment is stay healthy, keep yourself safe, be at home, lock down yourself also, as the government is requesting everybody to be safe and to keep at home. I think that's the best thing that we can do. I think when Kruti was talking about the courses that we can actually take up, you know, I think really, just to add on with her, I think students who are looking for the July intake or for September or for the November intake, I think this is a good time for you to, to go ahead with certain online courses. There are a number of courses that universities are providing as of now. If you if you Google it well, you will see that there are a lot of universities coming up with different plans to help international students, help Indian students get into an online course, do a freelancing job. uh, Specifically people who are into a job, again a very important thing. Students are coming up with a lot of questions to me regarding their jobs. If you are into a current job, it's a recommendation, it's a high request to everybody: do not leave your jobs at the moment. It's no point leaving the job as of now, because anyways the visa will take some time. So you need not lose your job right now. Please be into your jobs, please carry on with your job, because in India, I think all the offices are working from work from home. So I think you can continue with your job. It's nothing to panic at all. The visa will be on time, and you'll be able to travel in, like travel to Australia in your in the time that is allotted, that will be allotted to you. There are students who have the ECOEs also. I think for those students also, I think it's a hard time for you to understand that you have paid an amount of money, you have got your COE, but still your visa is not yet granted or not yet lodged. I think you have to give some time to the government also, to the entire scenario also, things to calm down. And then probably once the dates are declared by the government, you can go ahead with your visa process. So till then, please be at home, stay safe, contact us. You can carry on with your application process. You can apply immediately to get your conditional offer letter, because what the scenario says, once the scenario gets better and the university start the working again smoothly, there would be a huge rush to the applications. So I think this time is a very good time to apply as well, and at least receive the conditional offer letter from the university, knowing the eligibility that you are in a safe hand. So I think these things you can do, and over and above, if there's anything that and that admit card can help us, help you, I think you can get back to us with all your queries. We have our entire team to support you at this point of time when the things are not working at all in a positive way. I think as a team we can support you to achieve your goals. So the last line that I would like to conclude is, if your plans are there to study abroad, please do not panic. Things are going to be all right. Keep reassured, stay reassured that things are really going to happen positive. So please do not panic, students. Any questions, anything that we can help you out, please get back to us with all your queries. Uh, I personally and my team is going to is coming back to you with all your queries solved. Any questions left? I think Kruti, we have answered to all the questions.
Yeah,
Um,
almost done. And yeah, like I would like to answer Hitesh. Uh, Hitesh, the thing is, studying in regional area is not much different. Just imagine you being staying in a city and far from city at your place. That's the only difference here. Staying in Melbourne, you will get a lot of job opportunities, and for everything you have the easy access. But in regional area, it is like 2 to 3 hours far from city, like Melbourne CBD. So there also you will get the job opportunities, but not more than Melbourne, because Melbourne, it is a center of each and every place. So you will get the more job opportunities. The people, especially who the students who come here, they will have a mindset that they should get permanent resident. That's the main point of almost all the students here. So if you are going for regional areas, you will get +5 for your PR points, because it depends on each and every person, and it depends on your age and your course and everything. So if you go to the regional area and if you study over there, you will get additional points for the permanent resident. So after you study, you can apply for temporary resident. You can go with the permanent resident. So yeah, that's the only major difference. And even when it comes for part-time job, I would like to say that if you compare with Melbourne Central CBD, the part-time jobs are less, but you will get jobs because some of my friends are studying in regional area and they are working really very good. And I would like to say they are earning more than me. So it doesn't matter as much, but it's your choice.
Yeah, so I truly agree with Kruti saying that Melbourne has better opportunities. Yes, and though Melbourne and Sydney has better opportunities, but there are pros and cons to everything. I think the regional areas now coming up with different new opportunities for international students specifically. The visa rules are being little better in regional areas. You're getting an additional 1 year stay back. That's one of the most important benefits that you are receiving in a regional area, starting from this intake, July intake. So I think you still can consider Adelaide, Perth, and all, because they are coming up with with new companies set up. The government of Australia is trying to set up new companies and new new the entire organizations there to help employment better. I think international students can take it in a very positive way as well. Along
And
with,
even Brisbane is also good.
yeah, I think Brisbane is also doing
Yeah.
very good along with other regional areas. So all the regional areas have their own, specific specific courses, specific subjects that is doing the best. So in order to understand that better, to get a better insight about your courses, I think the best thing that you can do is you can just get back to us with your queries specifically, because here we are not able to give you a particular uh, we are only able to give you a general feedback of what we understand from your questions. But if you want to know it better in a particular way, you need to understand your course in a better way, I think please get back to us. Our team will actually get back to you with a solution. So would like to, I think we are done with all the questions, Kruti, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we have
Yeah.
almost covered, we've tried. We're not saying we have covered, we've tried to cover as many questions that
Uh,
we could.
did you saw Sarthak question
Yeah,
like
Sarthak
12?
I think Sarthak's
Okay.
well answered, that you can definitely look for University of Melbourne. If you have an admit for a bachelor's for in your course for University of Melbourne, I think you should not think it twice. It's a wonderful university to be in. The feedback of the students practically is very, very good in terms of the quality of education. The industry experience is good, though will be little hectic. So considering all those things, if you are if you want to accept the offer of University of Melbourne, I think you can go ahead. That's not an issue. And your 12th standard exam, which is pending, definitely university is going to give you another good amount of time to accept your offer until your exams are over. Until then, you can also go for a conditional ECOE. To understand the conditional ECOE process, which is available in Australia, you can again get back to your counselor, you can again get back to us, and we would be explaining you how the conditional ECOE actually works for you, specifically the 12 the year 12 students who have not yet completed the examinations and who are waiting for their the exams to be over. So you can get back to us, we'll be explaining you what the conditional ECOE is. So, with that, I would like to thank our audience today. The entire, the questions that we have answered, the students who were with us today. Hope you like our, our session. Would like to, appreciate Kruti for her time. She has, given us a lot of time today. I'm thankful from the entire AdmitKard team to Kruti as well for
Thank you so
sparing
much.
her time to be with us, and would also ensure that coming up with different more questions. If you have any other questions, any other country, anything that you would like to know more from us, please get back to us. Please share your feedback with us. Your questions, your feedbacks would be taken positively, and I'm ensuring again that you come back with a different with a with a yet new webinar, answering all your questions, trying to give you a better insight about the processes. Thank you so much.
Thank you.